And stop. So this is QC Mini. This is our new entry into the Cortex lineup. Physically and visually, this is in between Nano and Quad Cortex, but internally, this is a Quad Cortex. There's no compromises. It's just smaller. So what I did with this particular unit is when I got here, obviously CoreOS 4.0.0 came out with some new features. I downloaded my Quad Cortex at home in, across the Atlantic into this, and it's got all my presets ready to go. I don't know how well you can see this kind of on the screen, but all of my presets translated, including the scenes. So what you just heard in that, I have this like clean sound. We've got a pushed clean kind of, Mayer-y thing. Disco kind of thing. So this is, I don't know, 1975 inspired. And then scene D, like a glassy 80s. And I made those at home on my rig, and they've translated here. Same as anything else. Let's go for some of my live presets maybe. So when I would do gigs, I would play tracks. So these are all loaded up. And as you may notice, there's 4 foot switches, not 8. That's the biggest difference, in my opinion, when using Quad Cortex. There's a few workarounds that have been made here. So for instance, each foot switch would have been designated to a parameter on an amp. Now we have this system where you can use the left foot switch at the bottom, foot switch C, to toggle which setting, and then foot switch D to change the value of it. Very straightforward, just like using an Etch-a-Sketch. And you can also just tap something and change it. So these are 4 rotary foot switches, the same as on Quad Cortex. I almost can't use any other control now. I just love how these react. But as I said, with these sounds, they're all the same as at home. So this is 8 different scenes that change multiple things at once. And as there are 4 switches, not 8, we've got things called pages now. And in order to do that, you just hold this top right one, B, and you'll see we go between page 2 and 1, 1 and 2. That's easy to see in gig view, where you go between those 2 sets of 4 sounds. So for instance, I don't know, you could go from an auto wari, go on a page 2, and then phaser lead. Low rhythm, so transpose. Then you're back in standard tuning. And there's no compromises, my brain just has to get used to the changing pages when I'm doing this live. I played this yesterday for the first time in front of people at a dealer meeting, and I was not worried because I've used Quad Cortex so much. Using it on this QC Mini was no real challenge. It's just kind of like a different bit of muscle memory. And there are even some features like, as I showed you earlier, when you use a parameter and go through stuff like this and change it. I want that to be on QC now just because I really like that, and being able to touch a parameter and change it is really nifty. So it's an equally valid member of the Cortex lineup. I keep on saying no compromises, but that's what I'm really going to try and hammer home. In terms of an audience for this, you may be thinking, well, similar price point to QC, it's more expensive than a Nano. If it's a QC, why would I get this instead of a QC? Well, obviously the size is much different. This can fit on a desktop a lot better. And if you have ever taken a Quad Cortex around, even though it is a very portable unit compared to other available units, this is way smaller than a Quad Cortex. And you really notice a difference when you carry it about. I've brought a Quad Cortex with me, and I don't want to say it feels cumbersome, but compared to this, it really does. This is so nifty. Obviously, there are compromises with a smaller form factor. Around the back on the I/O, you'll see there's less going on, but all of the necessities are there. You know, you can do stereo jacks like we're hearing in the room. I believe you're getting this output by nature of how we're routing this, but you've also got stereo XLRs, 2 inputs. Input 2 on the side is where, you know, you'd have phantom power if you want to use a mic. So for all you singer-songwriters out there who gig this with a guitar and a mic, this may be perfect. Quad Cortex may even be too much for that kind of thing. Obviously, I'm using the guitar, just go in input 2 there. But yeah, it's also got USB, so you can use this as an interface. You can travel around, make music with it. I did in the hotel room last night. It's really, really easy. Obviously super low latency, and you're hearing the sound coming from the unit, so it's like instant. You don't have any of that computer back and forth USB latency, so that's really handy. And CoreOS 4.0.0, a few new devices on that. So if I go into that preset I showed you right at the start, we've got this cool Blossom reverb based on a famous reverb. You'll hear it kind of bloom, and it has that that quality to it. We've also got a Nordic concert hall, so if I just increase the mix on this, you'll really get to hear it. And also, I believe, yep, down here, a Studio Plate 70. It's a really nice, you know, desirable plate reverb sound. And most reverbs, if you have a mix at 86%, it's like, this is too much. But these are all really usable sounds, even when they're on the default settings, as you're seeing. I don't know, a few of the sounds maybe, like, I'm just gonna go through a few that I've got at home that have ported to this very, very easily. This is my, I don't know, Dan Huff style position 2 Strat. Like a 80s crunchy rhythm. And all the above. Maybe something cool. This is what I call a throaty sound. Just fun and dynamic. What else we got here? Maybe like lo-fi sounds. This is great for all your clean intros of your metal tracks. Which isn't Kill Switch. What's this? Oh yeah, like a McGee-ish. Maybe like a, this isn't the right key, but like. I forgot what it is now. You know, loads of different sounds. The way I treat QC is more like a channel strip. It's not just a guitar pedal. It is, if you're a DAW using musician, you can just craft sounds and even go kind of wild with it. Like this is a tape fuzz sound. Maybe like a dotted delay thing. And you should be hearing that effect in stereo. I could go on. Everything that works on QC works on QC Mini. So that's a very brief overview of QC Mini. Obviously check out the Neural DSP website. I've done a ton of videos on YouTube going through it in more depth. But yeah, check out QC Mini on the Neural DSP website. I've been John. Thanks for watching.